Hello from somewhere in the San Juan Mountains, and by somewhere I mean just off the Nelly Creek trailhead here. Tomorrow, gonna be hiking 14er Uncompahgre Peak. To bring you up to speed, I've just been working up this 4x4 road. There's some reports that if you get through the initial part, you're okay. That could not be more inaccurate. This is 2023, so the roads will change drastically by season and by year. But I do have my Tacoma. I got to just about 1.5 miles from the upper trailhead, but there's some down trees. So gonna spend the night here and then an early morning, and we'll talk more about Uncompahgre when I see you guys in the morning. One of the most surprising things of the morning so far, the outhouse, and it's open. About 1.6 miles from where I camped last night, I've made it to upper trailhead. Let's talk a little bit about Uncompahgre Peak. There are basically two ways to hit this summit. You can go from the Wetterhorn side, I forget the name of that creek approach, but very similar drive up, and then you're just kind of at the base of Wetterhorn, and you can work over and tag Uncompahgre. If this is all you wanted to do, this would probably be the most direct route. However, the variation of mileage can be quite different. So if you're starting at the lower trailhead, it's about 15.5 miles with 5,000-ish feet of vert. If you can make it up to where I am right now, about 7.5 round trip, 3,000 feet of vert. This road that we talked about a little bit at the beginning of the video is going to be super variable, but I would say having walked it and driven it, you definitely need a higher clearance, at least all-wheel drive, if not 4x4. I don't want to say 4x4 is necessary, because what's more important on this is the clearance that you get on your vehicle. So pretty obvious where you're going. And to note, this is all in a wilderness area. So anything after right now, I'm sure it's technically up farther a bit. You can't fly drones, no motorized vehicles or anything like that. For those of you observing my gear right now, you'll notice that I have the split board on me. And I think this is a great time to talk about Colorado's mountains. A lot of people who aren't from the Western US or used to what mountain snow is like, it's Memorial Day today, or this weekend. So a lot of you will be like, oh, it's completely summer. This is unofficial summer where I am, so I don't need any snow gear. All the mountains are gonna be dry. That's usually not the case. This year we've had a record amount of snow in the San Juans. And so there is quite a bit still left. Although down trees really prevented me from going to the upper trailhead here, the main reason was the snowbanks, even in existence below 11,000 feet where the snow typically will melt first. I say all of this because I have been using Onyx maps lately, Onyx Backcountry, and it's really helped me understand what the conditions are like in areas that I haven't been yet this season. So today I packed the split board here because when I was able to do research beforehand, Onyx uses a satellite imagery on their maps as a layer. And so I was able to quickly kind of pull up this area, gauge how much snow is in the area, and determine that, you know what, I probably want to pack some snow gear. So the split board, the skins, etc. Even if you're not split boarding or backcountry skiing, this is really helpful when you can determine, hey, is this ridge, do I need a mountain axe, or should I have snowshoes for the approach? So definitely check it out. I have a code you can use as well. It's for a discount on your membership, but there's way more than just this layer. This is really an A to Z navigation app, and highly recommend it for trail running, hiking, anytime you're hitting the trails. And bonus, if you are a winter recreator, you can also use it for backcountry skiing and snowboarding as well. The question I get literally all the time is, how much snow can I expect? What are conditions like? And yeah, if you can get a trip report from someone who firsthand just did the route you're looking at, great. Probably the most valuable information out there. But in a lot of cases, especially early season like this, you're not gonna have that. First view of the summit. I love Uncompahgre because it's such a badass looking mountain from far away, but it's really a class 2 walk up. Always reminds me of the mountain from the Grinch. A quick note, if you're downloading or following my GPX track, if this is summer conditions, the trail, which is here and then goes that way, will be so obvious. Because I have this snow to work with and it's really good freeze overnight, I'm just gonna take the path of least resistance. Obviously, if there isn't snow covering the ground, I highly, almost imperatively recommend staying on the trail. But you have a little bit more flexibility with the snow, so hopefully my little side excursion here won't cost me anything in terms of difficulty. I have to say, I'm just really happy to be here today. I love the San Juans. I've been wanting to do Uncompahgre, reshoot this video for a long time, and the fact that I can get some turns in on the way down is just awesome. I always get really stressed out when I'm planning a trip that involves a lot of logistics, and really bummed that Jackie and Aria didn't join me on this trip, but at the same point, it's such a relief to be up here and see the summit of this mountain. Mickey, why aren't you skinning? Great question, audience. Because I'm nursing a knee injury, and I have a 50-mile race in about a month. So because the snow is so firm, such a good overnight freeze, I can just boot this. Yes, some people are very efficient and quick and good at skinning. I am not one of them yet. So I am just keeping the board on my back and gonna save it for the ride down. So obviously today I have my quick way down with the split board. In the spring, highly recommend snowshoes. Again, using as much beta and information when you're researching your trip before to determine what spring means or what snow levels are will be helpful. Micro spikes probably will be the extent of traction you need. I don't think crampons are necessary. You can certainly bring them to practice, but nothing here is super steep. Summit here, ridge here. With a dry trail, you're gonna bang a left, head up the ridge. It'll be very obvious. Because I have snow to work with, I'm gonna head up, avoid some mileage, and hit the ridge through the little notch here. Rejoined the standard trail, just right here. You got some switchbacks. You're gonna go around the back side to the west of the ridge there, and then yeah, get your way to the summit. What a scene up here, so pretty. So my way out, just to kind of scope it out, will be there, and then, you know, that way. I dropped the board here. Pretty sure that this is the last snow I'll have to the summit, at least rideable. So definitely worth dropping the weight. The beauty of the San Juans. Holy hell, I love it down here. So yeah, on the ridge now, just about 13.7 or so. You're gonna just continue along this backside, western side of Uncompahgre, and reach the summit shortly after. On the backside here, this obvious finger looking tower is what you're aiming for. I'm a little disappointed on the snow back here because, as you can see here, it's rock solid. So I'm hoping I can use this booter. Didn't bring my mountain axe because I really didn't think this would be still here, but I'm just gonna take it safely. Plenty of scree to choose from. Closer look, not gonna be bad at all. Doesn't look like much, especially from far away, but this is the summit block of Uncompahgre. Top right up there. It's been a number of years since I've been up here, and first time up the Nelly Creek approach. I just love the San Juans. What a beautiful day. A little windy, but honestly nothing to complain about, which is rare for one of my videos. Just an awesome, awesome day up here. Woo! Summit of Uncompahgre. What a beautiful, beautiful day up here. Give you some stats while I show you around the summit and the views. Just about 4.5 miles with 4,200 feet of elevation gain. I believe that's a bit high. I think it's closer to about 4,000. Let's talk about this one in the summer, maybe even the spring, depending on your animal. Dog friendly, I would say for sure. This is a wilderness area though, so keep your dogs on a leash. Yeah, in terms of gear, I guess that little crossover, you might need a crampon or a mountain axe there. That's all going to come down to your comfort level in snow and the conditions. But in general, this is a class 2 walk-up. Really excited to be up here for the second time and have it to myself. I'm really surprised there's nobody else up here on a holiday weekend like this, but it is early in the day, I guess. It's been a pretty rough spring, so I'm happy to have an objective here that maybe isn't the hardest, but is one that I can check off. I'm at the summit. I don't know, this is my second time up here. I don't know how many 14ers I'm at this point, but over 100. So yeah, if you're new to my channel and this is your first time watching me, welcome. Check out all my other guides. I have tips on how to hike a 14er, what to pack for one, really everything to get you ready for summiting a mountain like this. For once, I'm actually going to hang out on the summit for a little bit and kill a tiny bit of time, maybe a half hour or so, to soften the snow up, and then yeah, we're going to enjoy a really good ride out. All right, back at the board now, and hopefully going to get some good turns out. The snow is pretty good. A little bit too corny, like a dad joke. Ayo. But no, pretty awesome, honestly. One last look at Uncompahgre. Pretty sure I'm above a creek right now, so hopefully don't fall through. Although it's not the car, that is the trail. That is where I stopped boarding. That's the summit. Continuous riding in June. What an awesome, awesome day. Really happy that I brought the board because it was just, I love snowboarding in general, and also the snow on the way down would have been a real sufferfest. To rip through it quickly before it warms up too much is an A+ decision. From here, you're just gonna walk yourself out to the upper trailhead or to the lower trailhead or in between where you parked. Overall, Uncompahgre, I have to say I really enjoyed today. This mountain is definitely not one of the more challenging ones down here in the San Juans, but the views that it offers rival anything you can hike down here. I would say that if you're looking for like a pure easy peak in the San Juans, this is probably not it because of the mileage and big unknown on getting to the trailhead. Maybe stick to something like Handy's, Red Cloud, Sunshine, where once the forest road is open, you're literally at the trailhead for all of those. That's gonna wrap up my video on the standard southeast slopes of Uncompahgre Peak here down in the San Juans of Colorado. If you want more information on this hike, help support the channel, get a GPX file, all those fun things. They're over on my website. I'll have this particular hike guide linked in the video description. If you want to snag one of these hats, I have a couple left. Tons of other virtual Sherpa gear. I also have a Patreon as well with benefits like trip planning, answering your questions about anything, and of course just helping this channel stay alive. If you enjoyed this video, I know for a fact that about 70% of you are not subscribed. So please help support the channel. Hit the subscribe button not to miss any future hike related content. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all on the next adventure.